You choose the right bankruptcy attorney. Now, last month we talked about the reasons you might need a bankruptcy attorney, but how do you choose the right one? Especially because there's so many attorneys out there, over 100,000 attorneys in the state of Florida. How do you know which bankruptcy attorney is right for you? Well, first off, you want to go online and look at reviews. So look up bankruptcy attorney and look up the reviews. It should be somebody that has many 5-star reviews. Of course, there are going to be some negative reviews out there because not everybody's going to be happy, but the majority of the reviews should be positive. They should have over 4-star rating on Google, and I think Google's the best because it's easiest to track, it's easiest to follow. Also, you want somebody that specializes in bankruptcy. There still are some general practitioners out there that will take any case. We call it door law. Anything that comes in the door, they'll take. You do not want to work with somebody like that on something as important as bankruptcy, because there are so many pitfalls in bankruptcy if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't regularly do it. So you're going to want to ask the bankruptcy attorney, how many bankruptcy cases like mine have you filed? They should be able to answer that easily, and you can actually verify that number by going to pacer.gov, setting up an account, and searching their name to make sure that they're being honest with you. Next, if you can find a board-certified bankruptcy attorney, that's the best, because you know that person's staying up with the law, they're doing their CLEs, they passed an exam, and they passed a background check by the bankruptcy committee to ensure that they are one of the best bankruptcy attorneys out there, and they are staying up to date on what they need to. Next, you want to make sure that the fees are straightforward and that you can afford them. Before you sign any agreement, make sure that you understand the fees. Most Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy attorney fees are pretty standard, and they are flat fee agreements, meaning that there's no billable hours, so you should know what you're in for, and if there's a payment plan, you should know what that payment plan is before you sign the agreement. And finally, it has to be a good fit for you. So you want to make sure the person that you're speaking with, you feel comfortable with telling everything, and there's a good fit between you and your attorney, because this person is going to be walking you through the process. In a Chapter 7 process, it's generally speaking 3 to 4 months. Chapter 13, it's 3 to 5 years. So you want to have a good relationship. And one bonus fact, you'd want a firm that's been doing it for years, because especially if you're in a Chapter 13, you want to make sure that they're going to be there for the entire length of your career and not get into some new hot practice area before your case is over.